Knives Out first?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're listening.
Oh, already?
They're already.
Okay, hi, people.
So,
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. So, I'm stacking these up this week. We're going to do 3 because I'm going to be gone next weekend and I want to be able to make sure we have content out there for the next couple weeks. 2 of these were picked by the lovely and talented Luisa Ginesta. We're going to start with one of them, Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man. This was your pick. This is the 3rd in the Knives Out installments, which apparently I read that Daniel Craig was paid $100 million across the last 2 movies.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if
Oh
that's
my
true.
gosh.
You didn't see that little blip?
I didn't see that detail.
Yeah, under development and budget. Film's production budget was a major deal in March 2021.
Wow.
Netflix acquired the rights to 2 Knives Out sequels. That was 2 in this one. For over $400 million. Craig received a $100 million salary for his involvement in the 2, so it's like $50 million apiece.
Wow.
Which, like, when Johnny Depp got around that for, was his last
Pirates
of the Caribbean, that was straight up bananas, but that was 15 years ago.
I'm old.
Actually, it was probably older than that.
And there were a lot of those. There were like 6.
Yeah, he can buy his own nation with the money he made from
I think
that.
he has his own island.
But anyway, this is your pick.
It is, yep.
Give us the breakdown.
Okay, so like Jay said, this is the 3rd installment in the series of Knives Out mysteries. And quite honestly, I mean,
Took us four sittings to get through it.
it was really long. But I think the other 2 might have been also.
Second one did, like, when I review it in my head, that was the one on the tropical island. I know we did a review of that one.
Excuse me. Sorry.
If you're going to cough, leave the room.
That was a sneeze, not a
Okay.
cough.
So when I don't remember what we said about the second one, but now that I've had some distance from it,
Yep.
I don't remember. The first one was mind-blowing.
I thought the first one was really, really good. And that's why I'm sorry not to cut you off.
No.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I really enjoyed the first one, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's going to be more. I can't wait. And I have to say, the second one I didn't really enjoy as much.
Mm-mm.
And I was really disappointed because I had seen so much, like, I don't know what you call it, but like pre-publicity of like them filming it and all these people, yeah, stars in it and all this kind of stuff. And then I just thought it was like over the top, and it didn't have any substance, and it didn't.
I don't really remember getting involved, like, I hesitate to say emotionally involved with the characters, but I kind of felt, this is me reaching back here because all I remember is that it was on an island and I didn't much care for the characters, which was mirrored in this one because this one has a religious tone to it.
Yeah.
And anybody who knows me knows I'm not a big fan of that. But anyway, you want to give us the synopsis?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So, the film Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, is set in a fictional small village of Chimney Rock in upstate New York. It centers around a small church, and the priest of this church has a small, I don't know what you'd call it, like a group of people that...
Small congregation.
Okay, a small congregation. And within this congregation are people that just, like, adore him and love him. And, and he gets murdered while he's giving a sermon during church, and they have to find out who did it and what happened and all of those details. And also, while this is all happening, a young new priest comes to this church. He's I don't know what you say, but called
Subordinate, yeah.
to be at this church, and he has no idea what he's getting into. And I think as soon as he gets there, he's like, "What am I getting into?"
What was the scoop? He smacked somebody. Like he
The
killed
young
somebody.
priest?
Yeah, because he used to be a boxer and he killed somebody in the ring. But
Oh, that's right.
When he was a priest, somebody did something, and he clocked him.
Yeah, he got really angry.
So
and
then he got
mad.
disciplined, and Jeffrey Wright plays the Monsignor of the church that he's at, and he gets reassigned to Josh Brolin's church. Josh Brolin's character name was
Monsignor
Wicks. And it's funny that just the character type that they had portray as a priest, because he was just a rage-filled... Was he a drinker? Or was he just angry? Yeah, he was.
Oh, Jeff Bridges' character?
Jeff
sorry,
Bridges,
Josh Brolin's character.
Yeah. Have
Yes.
you been drinking?
No, I have not. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That doesn't mean anything for some people. Anyway, he's a bit of a drinker, and when he gets on the pulpit, he just rages. And he pushes people out of the church who aren't part of this inner circle.
Yes.
And as you're watching the character, you're kind of like, why is this guy a priest? He's just pissed.
Exactly. I know. He's so angry up there on that pulpit, and I was like...
And
I wouldn't want to be in that church.
Yeah, when he explains himself, he puts godly reasons behind his rage. I'm like, no, you're just a mad drunk.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not, as an audience member, I'm like, you're not fooling me with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess we could go through the cast of characters. Renner is in this, looking a little rough after being run over by the snowplow. I don't think he's been doing a ton of cardio. He's looking a little heavier.
Jeremy.
But no insult to you, Jeremy. We still love you, but
we do.
When those tendons heal up, get back on the treadmill. He plays a doctor who's been chucked out by his wife, or his wife leaves him.
Yep.
And he's really searching for emotional or spiritual fulfillment. A lot of these people are, but actually I think he's the one who's most in need of it. The other ones are kind of opportunists. Like there is a revelation that Wicks has a son, and that person, he didn't really strike me as anyone who had a lot of faith. He had
a son? I don't remember that. When did that come up?
The political guy who always had the camera up.
Was he Wicks' son?
Yeah. God, you were more sleepy than I was. You missed that part?
I just forgot that detail. No, I remember it now. Okay, thank you. That
came up later. And who was the lady who was his caretaker? She didn't seem particularly religious either. The ones who did were...
Oh, you mean Kerry Washington's character? Yeah.
Yeah, she was an attorney, and... What was the other one? The Glenn Close.
Yeah, Glenn Close.
She was the right-hand person to Monsignor Wicks, Martha. And again, we always bring this up. This is always the tough part with a movie podcast, is you don't want to give away too much of the characters and their motivation, and we don't want to get to the climax. But I don't know that I want to give away, especially with a mystery. Mm-hmm. You don't want to give away too much, because that takes all the steam out of like going to see the movie and the surprises. But as far as a mystery, it's pretty tough to keep me wrapped up in a mystery, but this one made a lot of sense. They actually, I'll give them props here. They did a great job of tying all the ends off at the end of it. But what I found particularly interesting was they had this priest who was supposed to be, even though he was angry and would spew venom from the pulpit, they did a pretty good job of framing him as having the most just kind of spiritual depth. And you find out at the end he didn't have any of that.
Nope.
Yeah, he
really didn't.
He was,
it was
looking for his way to cash out. And you know the thing I didn't get. I guess he could have just closed the church and snatched the money from where he thought it was. There's a financial element to this, and you got to see the movie to figure out what we're talking about. But it seems like a lot of they went through a lot of trouble to get this fortune.
Yeah. Yeah, because churches have no money, so.
And he knew where it was the whole time, right? Mm-hmm. So what's the? I guess the fear was that he was going to be exposed, but it was family money, right? So that's what's so fun about movies, is that on the outside you can analyze it and talk about motivations for certain characters, but all of your rationality can be obliterated through writing. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like they make sense of it in the movie for the audience, but when you step outside of the movie and look at it, you're like, well, it didn't have to go down like this. Seems like a lot of to do.
Yeah, it was really, like you said, this money was in the family, it was in the church, it was meant for the church, and at least that's what I thought. And they made it much more complicated than it should have been, but I guess without that there wouldn't have been this movie. So
did take a poke at Jeremy Renner, but from the Notebook we worked up, the film marked Renner's first major production following his near-fatal snowplow accident in 2023. Recurring collaborators. Any good filmmaker, once they find a good team, they stick with it. Mm-hmm. Cinematographer Steve Yedlin, editor Bob Duxey, composer Nathan Johnson. Noah Sagan and Joseph Gordon-Levitt also provided cameos, but I think Levitt's cameo was, as I mentioned yesterday, I think
brief,
it was vocal.
Small.
Yeah, I think it was vocal.
Oh, yeah, gotcha, okay.
Locations. So they shot a lot of this in the UK, but the UK was to double for upstate New York.
I think in the UK and Canada, right? Mm-hmm.
Church exterior shots were Our Lady of Perpetual Fortitude. That was the name of the church in the movie. Mm-hmm. Were filmed at Church of the Holy Innocents in Epping Forest, Essex. The interior was constructed. Other UK locations, Surrey, and the Wicks's mausoleum was purpose-built in Surrey's Waterfold Forest.
Which was a beautiful location.
Yeah, I
thought there was some really gorgeous scenery.
What I like about this whole series is that they kind of geographically isolate the cast in these stories.
Yeah.
Like the first one, they were in a manor and just kind of off in the kind of a rustic. I don't remember where it was, but it was off, and it was like an upstate.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were in New York or New England or where they were.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But part two, they're on a remote island, and this one, there's a town nearby, but it's, for the most part, they're
in this little
village. They don't do these in cities where there's a ton of people, and I think they do that on purpose so you can concentrate on the individuals involved in the mystery.
Yeah.
So you can try and watch all of them closely. When that kind of fakes your mind out when you watch a mystery, and that ultimately the director and the editor have total control over what you see.
Yeah.
So when you think back to, so and so got stabbed, like, well, wait a minute, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
You're like, well, of course you didn't. They didn't let you see that.
Right.
That's why the mystery unfolds. They give you a different vantage point as it's being discovered.
Yeah.
But when you're in a remote location, you're removed from all the other distractions. You're not in the city and all the other distractions. It's easier to kind of have the audience members zero in on just the group of people you're supposed to be paying attention to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was interesting. Johnson chose Catholic setting primarily for aesthetic reasons, noting that evangelical churches from his own upbringing lacked a sense of awe. That's the one thing that we Catholics do. We really wow people with our architecture.
Yeah.
It's funny, people walk in like, this is amazing. I totally forgot about all the child rape and molestation that happens in here. I couldn't help it. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
It's like, we've had hundreds of years of robbing people and covering up our ill deeds with money we've stolen from any number of. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I know that look. I'm not getting on my soapbox.
You're okay.
But
There's...
I've heard that a lot about the Catholic Church, is that they really try to wow parishioners with grandeur. Are you getting tired? I'm the one who ate the pancakes. I'm wide awake. Must be that new tea. Production further emphasized its artistic flair by commissioning English painter Isabella Watling to create character portraits for the end credits. Did we see that?
No.
We're going to have to watch that again.
Yeah, I want to go back and see that.
I don't remember that.
Remember, it took us like 4 different times to watch this movie.
Yeah,
and of course we always watched it. Started late at night,
Yeah.
so I think when the movie ended, we just turned
we
it
like,
off.
oh yeah, we gotta watch that.
I don't even know if we said goodnight. We just were done.
Yeah,
So we should go back, and I would love to see that.
40% dip in initial viewing compared to its predecessor, The Glass Onion.
Oh yeah, The Glass Onion.
The film maintained high critical standing with a 93% score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's interesting. Let me see what we have. Oh, you know what? I think there was a quiz in here, was there not?
There was, but you have to be careful about the quiz because it gives away a lot of.
Oh, that's right.
plot
We
points.
talked about that.
Because
yes.
actually, that's what that's what I was looking at like just a few minutes ago.
All right, we won't do that.
Because it's interesting because, well, it gives a lot. It gives a lot of plot points away, but also the reason I said interesting is because I was personally confused by a lot of this. Like there were a lot of like little moving pieces that all came together, and again, it doesn't help that I was watching it late, but so it was really helpful to like have Notebook break it down and like and learn all the details, like be able to read them and like reread them. And
Well, we can give you the cast of characters. That doesn't really give away the whodunit portion of it. So, Benoit Blanc, returning for his third case. That's Daniel Craig. He's and they don't really talk about this. He's just kind of he's not a cop. He's an investigator.
yeah,
I don't know.
a detective.
Yeah. Blanc is depicted in a slightly more serious mode with a longer hairstyle and more, it's funny, like 30 years ago, a longer hairstyle would not dictate serious.
No, not at all. And actually, I don't feel that it did in this case. He was just really
This seems
working
contradictory. It says, with a longer hairstyle and a more defiantly blasé attitude toward the southern jaded quizzicality seen in previous films. I mean, I agree with that part, but I don't think he was more serious. While he remains an atheist who mocks... I mean, right?
Yeah. No, I don't agree.
See that. While he remains an atheist who mocks religion in favor of rationality, his Sherlock Holmes level of perception is rooted in a cosmic empathy for human foibles. And then there's Father Jud, played by Josh O'Connor, young priest and former boxer who entered the clergy as a journey of repentance for killing somebody in the ring. Initially, he's the prime suspect, but I'm not going to tell you what happens with that. He kind of becomes like Blanc's buddy movie partner.
Yeah.
Kind of. They have
they butt heads a little bit, but for the most part, I think they get along because they have to.
Yeah, and they're kind of... Well, he has different motivations for wanting to understand, or for wanting to solve the mystery.
Mm-hmm. That's true, yeah.
He has, for lack of better words, like a divine... He wants to understand who and why and what they're trying to do to the church, and somebody's seeking absolution, and he wants to be there as a part of that. And Benoit is like somebody committed a murder, and we have to
find out who it is. Yeah.
Wicks family and the church leadership. There's Josh Brolin playing Monsignor Jefferson Wicks, murder victim and the film's central antagonist. Very fire and brimstone, ferocious clerical alpha male. He doesn't exactly, honestly, like the first time you see him speak, you're like, yeah, it makes total sense. The congregation is like 6 people in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have this huge church and nobody's in there.
He did. And
go ahead.
I was just going to say, he also had a huge pulpit to speak at.
It
was like this really amazing looking church, and it was just like...
And there's nobody
there were like 5 people in there. And then, like you said earlier, people come in and they listen to his sermon, new people to the church, and then they leave. Mm. Mom or dad's like, I don't want my kids hearing this or seeing this.
Grace Wicks, played by Annie Hamilton. She's barely Anna Jefferson's mother, known derisively by the community as the harlot whore who spent her life searching for her father's fortune. The suspects being the parishioners, Martha Delacroix was Glenn Close,
who I thought was really good.
Glenn Close has made a name for herself in Hollywood in the past 40, 50 years, just playing a lunatic. Like, she was the antagonist in, what was that movie, that really well-known movie from the 80s with Michael Douglas? Not Indecent Proposal. The other one I'm talking about where he has an affair with her. Fatal Attraction. And she had the same kind of crazy woman energy.
She's really good at those parts. She was Cruella de Vil in the live 101 Dalmatian. I mean, she was perfect for that.
Dr. Nat Sharp, Renner.
Mm-hmm.
His surname serves as a prophetic clue, that's all I'm saying. Lee Ross, played by Andrew Scott, the once best-selling sci-fi writer on the Downward Slide, who he was barely in there.
Yeah, I don't really remember his character, honestly.
He was the writer.
I mean, I remember his character, but he was like...
kind of filler. Vera Draven, which was Kerry Washington, tightly wound lawyer who raised her father's illegitimate son, Cy.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't have the best relationship.
Cy Craven was Vera's adoptive son and Wicks's illegitimate child. He's a failed politician and a YouTube pest who posts inflammatory videos. Simone Vivian was Celie Spaney, former concert cellist who is now disabled and uses a wheelchair.
And she's vested because she hopes for a miraculous cure for her being in a wheelchair. She's really she's a hardcore
devout,
believer. Yeah. She wants to see a miracle.
Samson Holt is played by Thomas Hayden Church groundskeeper, and Martha's. I find this funny that they designate him. They weren't husband and wife, but he was Martha's lover.
Yeah.
It's funny that someone as devout as Martha would have an out of wedlock lover.
Yeah.
Because he was a surprisingly accurate body double for Jefferson Wicks, he is used to stage something I'm not going to tell you about.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Mila Kunis is in this as Geraldine Scott, the local police chief.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Segan appears as Nikolai, a bar owner, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt provides a voice cameo as a baseball announcer, which I totally missed Joseph Gordo. And we got to go back and look at that.
Yeah, the credits, the pictures,
I didn't see
the paintings.
things at all. Did you have, what else do we have in here in studio? Anything you wanted to cover with influences? Or the murder solution?
I mean, not really. I think it was a good idea to introduce all the characters because it was... Yep.
Well, this is something we can talk about, the use of the books.
Okay.
Throughout, like Hollow Man and Agatha Christie.
Okay.
So Johnson continues to cite Agatha Christie as primary inspiration for the series, specifically referencing her novel, and then there were none for this installment. So you see that a couple times. This was almost 3 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like 2 hours.
It was 2.5. Yep.
John Dixon Carr, film repeatedly references the 1935 novel The Hollow Man as a guide to explore the mechanics for the locked room mysteries.
Oh, yeah, the Hollow...
Yep. That showed up 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Didn't they make a movie of that with Kevin Bacon?
Well, he was invisible.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It may have.
If they're related.
They may have been related, or he borrowed from it. But
okay.
The one with Kevin Bacon, he was a scientist who went mad when he figured out how to make himself invisible.
Got it. Okay. Thanks.
Edgar Allan Poe was cited as a key influence on the film's Gothic atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
That's not much of a stretch in a Catholic church.
No.
Let's see, what else? Lots of Catholic aesthetics, but that's to be expected with a movie that takes place in the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the music that stood out to you?
No, not really. I mean, honestly, I was just trying to follow everything that was happening.
Oh, this is interesting. The film's internal logic and dialogue include nods to Scooby-Doo, Heart of the Ocean from Titanic, and Sicilian's Challenge from The Princess Bride.
Interesting.
Political and social allegory. Well, this is funny. The character of Monsignor Jefferson Wicks is presented as a symbolic Trump figure preaching a rectory and right-wing ideology to a flick of committed true believers.
Oh my. Okay.
Don't take this to mean that it took us 4 attempts to get through it, that it was a bad movie. We just watched it very late.
Just our personal, yeah.
A good movie, but not even like, I would have probably a more animated response to this if we saw it in the middle of the day and I was wide awake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard to make, like, it had a lot of chutzpah to it, but we always make this mistake. We try to watch a movie at 10 o'clock and end up passing out, and it kind of kills the flow of the story, especially as it ramps up. This was the case last night with the last round.
Yep. Maybe one day we should watch a movie in the middle of the day and see what the difference is.
Well, we got a light issue.
That's true. Well, the other thing is personally for me, and this is just, again, a personal thing. I have a hard time watching anything during the middle of the day. I can easily watch, like, YouTube videos or something, small clips, short reels. Excuse me. But my time for watching something is in the evening. So, I mean, that's just commentary on my personal life. Like, I'm not going to sit down in the middle of the day and watch something. If I watch something, it's going to be at night.
I think it becomes a question of what time you're going to watch it, and if it's overly comfortable, that's why they tell you never to study in bed. If you can't maintain beyond 20 minutes, you're like,
oh my gosh, no, definitely
like if you had a job where you had to do a lot of reading and studying and writing, you'd have to have like a desk in here.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand working from home.
I did find
you need an office.
I did find a bit about Hollow Man here.
Okay.
In the context of Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out Mystery, John Dixon Carter's 1935 novel Hollow Man serves as both primary creative influence and a crucial metatextual guide for the film's narrative. As a guide to the impossible crime, the sources describe Hollow Man as a syllabus of how to commit the perfect crime. That's right, because they went through that when they were breaking down so-and-so's murder. There's a section of this where somebody dies and it seems impossible, and they use this book as a guide for how would you construct the perfect murder.
Yeah. Okay.
Narrative guide. Within the movie, Police Chief Geraldine Scott uses the novel as a manual, right, to investigate the murder of somebody. By treating the book as a guide, she's able to eliminate various theories and eventually identify the correct fourth possibility, that the victim was stabbed and a concealed knife with a concealed knife while someone else was in the room with him. And there were repeated references, unlike other influences that remain in the background. The Hollow Man is repeatedly referenced on screen. I think that's all I'm going to give away for right now. Oh, diverting the audience was a big element of how this book was woven into this movie. Novel provides the mechanics for solving the crime. Reviewers note that Johnson also uses the classic mystery references to playfully mislead and divert the audience, which, as I said a little while ago, that's the director ultimately has control over what you see. So when you're trying to pull clues from what you remember about scenes you have seen in the past 10, 15, 20 minutes, you ultimately have to give yourself up to the fact that a lot of these things you may or may not have seen because the director didn't want you to see them.
Right.
So, Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man. Check it out, but don't watch it in bed, and don't do it at 10 p.m.
Nope, don't do it at 10 p.m. It's 2.5 hours long.
So you want to hear about my recipe for the week?
Yeah.
You do or you don't? Oh.
I do.
Well, I got bad news for you.
Okay.
I have to find it again.
Okay.
Because, I just had this, and this is the thing with Instagram. It's just...
Do you want to pause for a minute, or can you find it quick?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I might have it here.
Okay.
I might. Oh, you're going to dig this one.
All right.
You ready? This is sunken honey cake.
Okay.
So, just a few ingredients. 130 grams of egg yolk, 12 egg whites. Wow. You're going to need a whisk here. 24 grams of powdered sugar. Yeah, this is going to be healthy. 130 grams of honey. The darker and more vibrant in color, the better. So if you can get your hands on buckwheat, this would be a robust molasses tasting. You know what? From looking at this cake, I don't think it matters if you use darker honey or not.
Okay.
60 grams all-purpose flour. Method. Heat the honey to preheat the oven to 350. All right, doesn't matter if you use raw or not because all the enzymes are going to die. 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. Bring the honey to a gentle simmer over medium heat and remove from heat and let it cool to about 100 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Whip in the egg whites in a... Let me back that up. Whip the egg whites in a large bowl. Add the egg whites. Sift the powdered sugar through a fine mesh strainer into a bowl using a hand mixer. Whisk to stiff peaks, so you're almost making like an angel food cake. Whisk the yolks and fold in the larger bowl. Whisk together the egg yolks and colored honey until frothy and more than doubled in volume.
Okay.
Then using a spatula, gently fold in half of the whipped egg whites into the yolks.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot of folding. Then fold in the second half, or if needed, transfer the yolk mixture into the larger bowl with the remaining whites. Work gently to keep as much air in the batter as possible. Part 4 is you add the flour. Sift the flour through a fine mesh strainer over the batter. Gently fold in the flour. Wait a minute. Gently fold until the flour is fully incorporated without deflating the mixture. Then you're preparing the pan. There are so many steps to this. Good Lord, I didn't read this. I thought it was only 4 steps. I'm over halfway done. Don't worry. Line a 7 to 10 inch springform pan with parchment paper, leaving a small overhang. Spray with nonstick cooking spray and rub it in evenly into the sides and corners. Pour the batter into the pan, filling it to about half an inch below the top. Release all the air bubbles. Firmly tap the pan on the counter a few times to pop any large air bubbles, and then bake at 350 for 15 to 25 minutes, which seems a little loose. I'd keep your eye on it past 15 minutes, depending on your size of the pan. Can you believe Louisa just walked away in the middle of this recipe to pee? I'm going to give her hell about this. Cake should have golden brown top with a slight jiggle to it. This looks just like angel food cake. Don't open the oven before 15 minutes have passed. You're aiming for a set outer layer and then a foamy, runny center. Cool and serve. Gently release the springform ring, then slide the cake off the base onto a wire rack. Let it cool for 10 minutes, then slice directly through the parchment and serve warm. This looks delectable. If you have the time, make it. Don't be shy about bringing this to me at market. Again, oh my God, that looks so good. It looks like angel food if angel food had like a creamy center. Don't be bashful about bringing this to me at market if you make some. As always, these recipes are brought to you by heyhoney.biz. Once again, heyhoney.biz. Hugs and kisses. On to the next movie. Louisa is in the potty. So I'm going to say toodaloo.